The task-centered model, developed at the University of Chicago in 1970 by Laura Epstein and William J. Reed, is an approach to social work that focuses on addressing specific and immediate problems identified by clients. This model is designed to be a brief and time-limited intervention, providing targeted solutions to issues recognized and acknowledged by the client. The central concept of this model is the task, which serves as both the immediate goal and a means of achieving the broader objective of alleviating the identified problem. Tasks. The concept of task is introduced, emphasizing specific actions that both the client and the social worker commit to. Tasks are seen as actionable steps to address the identified problems. Brief and time-limited, the task-centered model is designed to be a short-term intervention, providing focused assistance over a limited duration. This characteristic ensures that the approach remains efficient and directly addresses the identified problems. Focused interventions. Interventions within this model are concentrated on specific problems that both the client and the practitioner explicitly agree to work on. This focused approach allows for a targeted and efficient resolution of the issues at hand. Task-oriented problem-solving. The model organizes the work around task or problem-solving actions that the client agrees to carry out. These tasks become the central focus of the intervention, serving as both immediate goals and the steps to achieving the broader goal of alleviating the identified problem. So these are the target areas that the task-centered model is particularly effective for individuals facing challenges in the following areas. First is the family and interpersonal relations. Issues related to family dynamics, communication breakdowns, or conflicts within interpersonal relationships. Second, social role performance. Challenges in fulfilling social roles such as parenting, spousal roles, or responsibilities within the community. Third, effecting social transitions. Difficulties associated with major life changes or transitions, such as relocation, job changes, or other significant shifts in social circumstances. Securing resources. Challenges related to accessing and securing essential resources, including financial, educational, or community support. Last, emotional distress reactive to situation factors. Emotional challenges that arise in response to specific situational factors such as stressors, life events, or environmental changes. So, to summarize, the task-centered model offers a structured and focused approach to social work by emphasizing collaboration between the client and practitioner to address specific problems. By utilizing tasks as both immediate goals and strategic steps toward problem resolution, this model ensures that interventions are practical, time-efficient, and tailored to the unique needs and goals of each individual or family. The focus on brief and time-limited interventions align with the model's goal of providing effective and targeted support to clients dealing with specific challenges in various life domains. So we have here the procedures or steps in task-centered practice. The task-centered practice as outlined by Laura Epstein. It involves a series of procedures or steps that guide social workers in implementing this model effectively. These steps are designed to be systematic, goal-oriented, and collaborative, emphasizing the partnership between the client and the practitioner. So now, let's delve into each step with the roleplay we prepared. In this roleplay, we will not have the detailed conversation of the client and the social worker, but the process. The problem would be Jane's concerns and the challenges her family is facing due to a recent move.
Welcome, Jane. I appreciate you reaching out. How can I assist you today?
Thanks, Alex. We recently moved and it's been tough on our family. Communication has broken down and I want to fix it.
In startup, the social worker begins the session by establishing a welcoming and open environment for the client. The focus is on understanding Jane's concerns and the challenges her family is facing due to a recent move.
I understand. Can you help me identify the specific challenges in family communication since the move?
Well, the kids seem distant, and my partner and I are not on the same page about how to handle things. It's causing tension.
In step 1, which is the client target problems identified. These steps involve identifying and discussing the specific issues within the family's communication. Jane shares that her children are distant and there is tension between her and her partner.
Okay, let's work on a plan. What are the priorities for you? Rebuilding communication, I assume?
Yes, regular family meetings and finding ways to connect better.
Great. Let's set goals, tasks, and the schedule. How often do you think family meetings should happen?
Maybe once a week, and I'd like some strategies for daily check-ins.
Step 2. The contract plans. The social worker and client work together to develop a plan to address the communication breakdown. Goals, tasks, and a schedule for regular family meetings are established to rebuild communication.
Excellent. Now, for our problem-solving phase, how about we start with a structured family meeting next week? We can discuss everyone's feeling about the move.
That sounds good. And maybe some daily prompts for each family member to share something positive.
Perfect. We'll include that in the plan. Anything else on your mind?
No, I don't have.
Step 3, which is the problem solving. Strategies are discussed, such as structured family meetings and daily prompts for positive sharing. The aim is to create a supportive environment for open discussions and improve family connections.
Before we conclude, let's talk about how we'll know we've made progress. What signs should we look for?
I think if we can have open discussions without arguments and if the kids start sharing more, that would be progress.
Agreed. We'll check in on those indicators. We'll meet regularly to evaluate our plan. Sound good?
Yes, it does. Thanks, Alex.
Step 4, which is determination. The session concludes with a discussion about how progress will be measured in regular check-ins. To evaluate the effectiveness of the plan, the client expresses satisfaction with the proposed approach. So let's proceed to the features of the task-centered model by Laura Epstein, the assessment, case planning, and implementation. The task-centered model by Laura Epstein is a structured and systematic approach that begins with a thorough assessment to understand the client situation, followed by the development of a targeted case plan, and finally, the implementation of interventions to address identified issues. This model is characterized by its goal-oriented nature, time-limited framework, and adaptability to the unique needs of the client. So let's understand the 3 main components with the role play we prepared.
Jane, in our initial sessions, we'll go through a rapid assessment phase. This involves understanding the problems and classifying them. I'll be taking notes on your family dynamics, traits, talents, abilities, and any behaviors that contribute to the communication breakdown.
Okay, that makes sense. So, we're digging into the root of the issue.
Exactly. It helps us tailor our approach to what specifically challenges your family.
The assessment phase is focused on rapidly understanding the client's situation. Social workers, like Alex in the roleplay, gather information about family dynamics, individual traits, talents, and behaviors contributing to the communication breakdown. It aims to identify the root causes of the issues at hand by systematically assessing the client's needs and challenges. The social worker gains insights that inform the development of an effective intervention strategy.
Now, based on our assessment, we'll move on to case planning. This is where we develop a strategy to reduce the identified problems. I'll be making judgments about what changes we expect to make a significant impact.
So, we're creating a roadmap to navigate through these challenges?
Precisely. It's a focused program of action designed to address your family's target problems.
In case planning, once the assessment is complete, the social worker, in collaboration with the client, moves on to case planning. This involves developing a strategic and targeted plan to address the identified problems. The judgments made during this phase consider the changes expected to have a significant impact on the client situation. The case plan serves as a roadmap outlining the steps and goals for intervention. It is tailored to the specific needs and circumstances of the client.
Moving forward, our goals, problems, and tasks will be set firmly, but I want to emphasize flexibility. Life is dynamic and our approach needs to adapt as we go.
Flexibility is key, especially with the unpredictability of family life.
Absolutely. It ensures that our plan remains responsive to your family's evolving needs. Let's go over our plan for the upcoming weeks. We'll start with a family meeting next week to openly discuss feelings about the move. This aligns with our task to improve communication.
Sounds good. And the daily prompts?
Right. For the daily prompts, your task will be to encourage each family member to share something positive each day. It's a small step that can make a big difference.
Got it. And what's your commitment as the practitioner?
My commitment is to guide and support you through this process. I'll be here to help you navigate challenges, adjust our plan as needed, and celebrate the victories no matter how small.
I appreciate that, Alex. It feels like we're on the right track.
I'm glad to hear that, Jane. Remember, our plan is adaptable, so if anything comes up, we can address it together.
In implementation is the stage where the planned interventions and the strategies are put into action. The social worker and the client work together to execute the task outlined in the case plan. The plan is not rigid but remains flexible to adapt to the evolving needs of the client. This phase emphasizes active collaboration with both the social worker and the client committing to specific tasks. Regular feedback and adjustments are essential to ensure that the intervention remains responsive and effective throughout the process. So, let's move on to task-centered model with group. The task-centered model with groups is a variant of the traditional task-centered model designed to address the needs of a group of individuals facing similar challenges. What sets task-centered group work apart is the way the social worker employs group processes to assist members in the formulating and achieving tasks. Here's an explanation of these distinctive aspects. Group process integration. In task-centered group work, the social worker actively incorporates group processes into the intervention. Group processes refer to the interactions, dynamics, and communication patterns that naturally occur within a group setting. Unlike individual-focused interventions, the focus here is on leveraging the power of the group as a resource for change. Next, collaborative task formulation. The primary objective is to facilitate a collaborative environment where group members work together to identify common tasks or goals. The social worker guides the group in formulating tasks that address shared challenges. This collaborative approach encourages members to draw on each other's experiences, insights, and strengths. Next, mutual support and shared goals. Task-centered group work emphasizes mutual support among group members. As tasks are identified, the group collectively works towards achieving them. Shared goals foster a sense of camaraderie and responsibility within the group. Members become resources for each other, providing support, encouragement, and alternative perspectives. Next is the dynamic task accomplishment. The dynamic nature of group processes allows for ongoing task accomplishment. The group can adapt its approach based on the changing needs and progress of its members. The social worker facilitates this adaptability, ensuring that the group remains responsive to emerging issues or opportunities for growth. Next is utilization of group strengths. The group itself becomes a valuable resource. The social worker encourages the identification and utilization of individual strengths within the group. This can lead to a richer pool of skills, experiences, and perspectives that contribute to the successful accomplishment of tasks. Next is supportive environment. Task-centered group work aims to create a supportive and empathetic environment Members share their challenges, successes, and strategies, fostering a sense of belonging. This supportive atmosphere enhances the group's effectiveness in addressing tasks and overcoming obstacles. In essence, the task-centered model with groups extends the principles of task-centered practices to a collective setting, harnessing the dynamics of group interaction to formulate, pursue, and achieve shared tasks. It recognizes the strength of collaboration and mutual support as powerful catalysts for positive change within the group context. So let's proceed to the role play we prepared for the task-centered model with groups.
We'd start with individual interviews to explore problems, much like we're doing now. If the idea of group support resonates with you, we can move forward.
I think it could be helpful. Let's explore that.
Great. I'll work on identifying individuals who might be experiencing similar challenges. How large of a group would you be comfortable with?
Maybe 4 to 6 people. I want it to be intimate enough for everyone to share.
Once we have our group, members will share their challenges. Together, we'll formulate tasks to address common issues. How does that sound?
It sounds like a supportive environment. Let's do it.
The group will work collaboratively to accomplish tasks we set. It's about mutual support and shared goals. Are you comfortable with that approach?
Absolutely. I think it could make a big difference.
Fantastic, Jane. We've got our plan for individual and potential group sessions. We'll continue to adapt as needed. Looking forward to our progress.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate your support.
So these are the explanation of the task-centered model with groups. The social worker suggests incorporating group processes for additional support. The client expresses openness to the idea, leading to the exploration of group work. The 4 steps for group work. The social worker outlines the preliminary interview, group composition, group formation, and group processes for task accomplishment. The goal is to create a supportive environment where individuals facing similar challenges can collaborate and share their experiences. In conclusion, the session concludes with a plan for both individual and potential group sessions. The social worker reiterates the adaptive nature of the plan, expressing optimism about the progress to come. The client acknowledges and appreciates the support provided. Laura Epstein's task-centered model is known for its flexibility and adaptability, allowing social workers to tailor the approach to specific settings, client groups, problems, and the preferences of practitioners. Here's an explanation of how the task-centered approach can be adapted to better fit these diverse factors. First, setting adaptation. The task-centered approach is not confined to a specific setting. Social workers can implement it in various contexts, such as schools, community centers, or clinical settings. The model's adaptability allows practitioners to modify their strategies based on the unique characteristics and requirements of each setting. Next, the client group customization. The model can be adjusted to cater to the specific needs and characteristics of different client groups, whether working with individuals, couples, families, or larger community groups. Social workers can modify the tasks, goals, and interventions to address the unique dynamics and challenges of each group. Next, problem-specific tailoring. The task-centered model is problem-focused, and its adaptability allows for tailoring interventions to address a wide range of issues, whether the problem is related to communication breakdown, coping with the life transitions, or addressing specific mental health concerns. Social workers can customize the approach to fit the nuances of the presenting problem. Next, practitioner comfort and convenience. Social workers are individuals with their own styles, preferences, and comfort levels. The task-centered model acknowledges this and allows practitioners to adapt methods that align with their personal strengths and comfort. This flexibility ensures that practitioners can deliver effective interventions in a manner that feels natural and congruent with their professional style. Next, cultural sensitivity. Cultural competence is essential in social work practice. The task-centered approach can be adapted to be culturally sensitive, considering the unique values, beliefs, and practices of diverse populations. This adaptability ensures that interventions are respectful and inclusive, fostering a better connection with clients from various cultural backgrounds. Time-limited and goal-oriented. The task-centered model inherently incorporates a time-limited and goal-oriented structure. These features allows practitioners to adapt the approach to different time constraints. It is particularly useful in settings where there are limitations on the duration of interventions, or when clients prefer a more structured and focused approach. Integration with other models. Social workers can integrate the task-centered approach with other therapeutic models or intervention based on the needs of the client or the demands of the setting. This integrative approach enables practitioners to draw on a variety of methods to create a comprehensive and tailored intervention plan. In summary, the task-centered approach's adaptability is a key strength, allowing social workers to customize their interventions to specific settings, client groups, problems, and their own comfort and convenience. This flexibility enhances the model's applicability across diverse contexts in the field of social work.